Good afternoon, students, families, friends, faculty, trustees, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 60th Annual Ranney Upper School Graduation Ceremony. It is now my pleasure to introduce Student Council President Joseph Shortino, who will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the singing of our national anthem by the upper school chorus. We ask that you remain standing throughout.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Class of 2024, here you are. By the time I arrived this year, you were already our leaders, welcoming me into your upper school. I was proud to receive my Ranney vest alongside you. But when you began high school, you were still, in many ways, kids, closer to crossing the lawn for those of you who attended our lower and middle schools than to this graduation. You hadn't yet dressed for success on F days, signed out to an alternative study hall location, or lined the sides of a Panther prowl at a pep rally. You hadn't yet balanced the high school load of curricular, co-curricular, and athletic responsibilities. You had so much growth ahead in your physical stature, cognitive abilities, and identities. And what a bizarre time it was to begin, when this school, which is so much about calling you into community, instead had to keep you at a physical distance. Many of your teachers didn't even see the bottom halves of your faces until the spring of your sophomore year. Yet you met the challenges, you tackled the work, and you did grow into champion athletes, award-winning artists and performers, best delegates, exemplary engineers, and distinguished speakers and debaters, into scholars of subjects from the canonical to the cutting edge, and into young adults with the cultivated strengths, interests, and self-knowledge necessary to choose your next steps after Ranney. Every one of you has so very much to be proud of on this, your graduation day. I hope you take time to relish that feeling. You deserve it. But as you relish in your achievement, let us also reflect on the contributions other people lent to it. Why? I'll give you two reasons from authors whose work inspired me this past year. Michael Sandel is a professor of political philosophy at Harvard. I first encountered his work on YouTube. It's not all Fortnite streams, you know, where tens of millions of people have viewed his lectures on justice. In his new book, The Tyranny of Meritocracy, Sandel gives the ethical argument for reflecting on what others contribute to our success. Quote, "The more we think of ourselves as self-made and self-sufficient," he writes, "the harder it is to learn gratitude and humility. And without these sentiments, it is hard to care for the common good. Consider your family, who provided love, nourishment, shelter, and significant resources to help you develop and learn. Consider your teachers, who set high standards and helped to convince you that you could meet them. Consider your friends, who helped to buoy you in the face of challenges. Consider the frontline workers, first responders, civil servants, and military personnel who have preserved this society in which you are, overall, safe and free to pursue your dreams. As Mr. Dave reminded us in our Thanksgiving town hall, quote, I am and you are the accumulation of the sincere efforts of many people. Recalling how society contributes to us, Sandel argues, spurs us to contribute to society. Whereas Sandel makes the ethical argument, Jennifer B. Wallace's book, Never Enough, makes the psychological case for reflecting on what we contribute to each other. It's a case for mattering. Synthesizing the work of psychologists, Wallace has defined mattering as, quote, the feeling that you are depended on to add meaningful value to family, friends, and community. And it's a powerful protector of well-being, unless we think our mattering depends on our achievement. We need something far more reliable than achievement on which to hang our self-worth. So why recall how you rely on others? Because it recalls how others rely on you. Because it reminds you that just as they matter, so do you. You mattered long before you put on that cap and gown. Every day you matter. So congratulations on your achievement, class of 2024, and go forth every day honoring the impact you have, the multitude of impacts, no matter what you achieve. Please welcome Ms. Leslie Patient, Dean of Student Life, to the stage for the Salutatorian's introduction.
I cannot believe my good fortune that I get to introduce this year's Salutatorian. Even though I've never had him in an academic classroom, where clearly his position as Salutatorian shows what a great powerhouse he is, I have indeed had countless opportunities to watch this student soak up the many co-curricular opportunities Ranney affords. You cannot conceive of the devotion to all kinds of academic tournaments, from Quiz Bowl to History Bowl, this student has displayed. From committing to building the program after a beloved moderator retired, to prompting his team on early morning van rides, this student's competitive yet kind spirit made him the greatest of captains. Any student in orchestra or chamber music would agree that this student seems to have been born from the gods of both creativity and leadership, making him a most amazing composer and conductor. So evident in the recent orchestra concert where he had, yes, a second world premiere of a piece he wrote for the whole orchestra. This one ending with a resounding rendition of the Ranney fight song. There's no doubt this student has a truly unique and beautiful mind. Math and music, art and poetry, history and philosophy all flow unfettered through his gray matter in multiple languages, all plumbing the depths of the human soul and psyche. What high school student stands on the coasts of Maine thinking, the current that hits the Maine sand is the same wave that has set foot on the riverbanks of the Chongqing? What teenager hikes a mountain trail then says, I want to remember the majestic howling of the winds, coupled with the blue and green sky, water, vegetation atop the Cadillac Mountain, when my heart burst into song with the lines from Chinese poetry, "I will ascend the mountain's crest. It dwarfs all peaks under my feet." Ranney class of 2024, faculty, families, and friends, please welcome this year's salutatorian, Junran Zhang Zhao.
Families, friends, faculty, and my peers, good afternoon. Today is May 24th, 2024. I am thrilled to be here, speaking on behalf of the amazingly talented and special class of 2024. I don't know if you have noticed, but I just lied. Let's break it down. I am happy to stand here today to speak. The class of 2024 is made up of talented individuals, but we are not special. You heard that right. We are not special. At least we shouldn't think that way. Shaking off this superiority complex was one of the greatest challenges I faced in my life. Since I was young, I somehow believed that I was the chosen one, the winner, the best at everything. I couldn't stop thinking about proving myself in front of others in exchange for acclaim, recognition, and the assurance that I was indeed special. Sure, the desire to present my abilities fueled the momentum to constantly improve myself in many areas, but I was always bitter, envious of those better than me, and scornful of those not as good as me. To sum it up, I was insecure. Since I entered the class of 2024 5 years ago, I have met a lot of people who are undoubtedly better than me in at least some areas. Eventually and gradually, I realized that I was the best at nothing. For years till that moment, I was addicted to the dopamine rush created by proving myself. Finally, the realization that I was the best at nothing deprived me of any sense of contentment, happiness, and satisfaction. What was I trying to do? The 14-year-old Zhang would tell me that he was merely improving himself for the sake of improving himself. But the 18-year-old Zhang, now an adult, tells the 14-year-old that he's trying to belong. He's trying to belong to a group that he thinks would only approve his membership if he is good enough. The imaginary group of self-described winners and chosen ones that can only save their imaginary badge of honor by continuing winning their imaginary battles. However, I'm sure enough to say I was not alone. According to Alfred Adler, an influential 20th century Austrian psychologist, humans possess a fundamental strive for belongingness within a society, and this innate desire is the fundamental force for healthy competition. But the psychologist also posited that how we perceive our community can change our attitude and behavior. Let's see. If, instead, I see the community as a mutual learning space instead of an arena, and my peers as my partners in learning instead of competitors, there will not be a need to show how special I am because everyone is equal in value, no matter our idiosyncrasies. While I was writing this speech, here's where I got stuck and lost. Originally, I was going to talk about how important harmony and kindness are in a community, but it was not until hours later that my spirit was rejuvenated by one of the senior quotes in our yearbook. Human is a creature born to create utopia. The idea that everyone is equal in value with their own idiosyncrasies is akin to the mythical island society described by Thomas More, where different professions exist, but, quote, no man is poor, none in necessity, and though no man has anything, yet they're all rich. For what can make a man so rich as to lead a serene and cheerful life, free from anxieties? Wonderful, isn't it? A life of happiness fueled not by endless reassurance of superiority, but belongingness and genuine love for the community. If humans are truly a creature born to create utopia, might as well do it. But how? Isn't the world filled with imperfections and errors? If utopias really exist, they always begin with the small changes within ourselves. My friends, remember the time your A-push unit test was so bad you didn't want anyone to know? Or the time when your mistake threw the entire game? What about losing competition you've prepared so much for? My friends, next time your rival scores higher on a test, gets more points in a basketball game, or, in my least favorite scenario, outbuzzes you during a quiz bowl game, think twice before you submit yourself to jealousy or feeling of incompetence. Similarly, if you find yourself on the winning side of any of those competitions, do not feed yourself on pride. These feelings alienate you from the community and separate you from the utopia that can only be realized through our mindset. Instead, belonging to a community itself is the reward, so please embrace and cherish this gift. As you hear these words, I hope I didn't omit the amount of gratitude I deposited in my heart. I remember the day I walked into the school in 8th grade and met Mr. Ketchum, Mr. Jennings, and Dr. Sobieski. I remember the day I walked into the embrace of the upper school when your faces were covered by masks. Sophomore year was a year of academic challenge as many of us sat through Mr. Gigi's A-push class and the exam in May. Junior year was a year of exploration as each of us had a list of colleges that we wanted to attend in the far, far future after graduation. Yet we're here now, from one community, the Ranney class of 2024, to the college class of 2028. No matter to what extent the class of 2024 embodies camaraderie over jealousy or belongingness over ego, this has been an environment in which I've grown and learned everything in the first place. So, thank you to everyone whom I called not special in the beginning of this speech. We are special in a sense because we belong to the same community, and it is probably the last time this group of people will share the same space. You have written a remarkable chapter in the life of a high school senior. I wish your lives to be filled with appreciation and joy, your heart filled with purity and love, your mind filled with clarity and serenity. Peace be with you. Thank you for listening.
Please welcome Dr. Griffith to the stage.
Thank you, Ted, and thank you, Zhang, for that amazing reflection on your experience. Trustees, faculty, parents, students, and friends of the class of 2024, it's a pleasure to welcome you to these commencement exercises. It is great to be here at Monmouth University on a beautiful day. In thinking about what to say to this class this afternoon, I looked, as I often do, to literature to frame my thoughts. I returned to a theme from a few years ago. The poet Walt Whitman has been on my mind recently as a writer who spoke to a tumultuous time in American history. Several years ago, we celebrated Whitman's 200th anniversary. Born on May 31st, 1819, just over 200 years ago in New York, Whitman lived through a period of tremendous uncertainty in American politics, culture, and society. In many ways, his turbulent age mirrors our own. Whitman was a rebellious poet, one who's always spoken to and for youth, to their need for self-assertion. He spoke to the Harlem Renaissance, to the Beat generation, to the Woodstock generation, and on. Commencement is a time to contemplate the future, and Whitman is a poet who lives in that imaginative future space. There's a famous passage from Whitman that has made its way into popular culture, especially in the Robin Williams movie, Dead Poets Society, which many of the seniors probably haven't seen, but I'm sure your parents have. It's one of my favorite movies. It was actually set at a prep school where I started my teaching career a number of years ago. The scene appeared also in an Apple ad several years ago. Whitman says, "O me, O life, of the questions of these recurring, of the endless trains of the faithless, of cities filled with the foolish, what good amid these, O me, O life? Answer, that you are here, that life exists and identity, that the powerful play goes on, and that you will contribute a verse." The Robin Williams character, Mr. Keating, asks his English class rhetorically, "What will your verse be?" These lines seemed relevant to the Ranney School class of 2024. What will your contribution and legacy be? How will you use your knowledge, your talents, your passion to make a difference in the world? Your journey is just beginning, and the world awaits the contributions that only you can make. Whitman warns us against sleepwalking through life. He is the poet of passion. Today, we live in contentious times. We've been so fortunate at Ranney to have resisted much of the obvious tension that we see across the country. Still, in these frenzied and polarized days, it's worth returning to Whitman's Leaves of Grass. It suggests the importance of empathy in the face of fierce ideological differences and disagreements. In the original preface to the Leaves of Grass, Whitman calls the United States famously, essentially the greatest poem. A small and cohesive class, you seem to me to reflect that strength and diversity. Somehow, despite all of your differences, you have worked together and formed a community. Whitman lived again in troubled times, much of his work leading up to the Civil War. Nevertheless, he believed that America and its many branches, what he called its multitudes of contrasts and complexities, are what drive its dynamism. That quality, again, reminded me of this class. So taking a cue from Whitman's Song of Myself, I dusted off my Leaves of Grass and sat down to write. I borrowed a lot of lines from that poet and also some additional lines that I've written for the class of 2024. I celebrate this class and sing this class, and what I assume you shall assume, for every atom belonging to you belongs as well to Ranney School. You loaf and invite your friends to talk. You lean and loaf, observing a spear of summer grass. Your tongue, every atom of your blood formed from this soil, this air, born in Monmouth County or born far from here. Born in Beijing from parents the same or their parents the same, some at Ranney for many years, others newcomers to this place. You now, 18 or so, in perfect health begin. Do you contradict yourself? Very well, you contradict yourself. You are large. You contain multitudes. You too are not a bit tamed. You too are untranslatable. You sound your barbaric yap over the roofs of the world. Creeds and schools in abeyance, nature without check with original energy, you represent this nation of many nations. Re-examine all that you've been told at school or church or in any book. Dismiss whatever insults your soul. From this day, I hope you shall not take things at second or third hand, nor look through the dead, nor feed on the specters and books. You shall not look through your teacher's eyes either. You shall listen to all sides and filter them for yourselves. As the proverb says, we live in interesting times, not easy times, as you may see the conflict on campuses, classes, or commencement canceled. You've managed to miss this skirmish, and we wish you calm today as you commence. I've heard what the talkers were talking, the talk of the beginning and of the end, but I do not talk of the beginning or the end. There was no more inception than there is now, nor any more youth or age than there is now, and there will never be any more perfection than there is now. This is your school, and you are one of its citizens. Whatever interests the rest interests you. You are saxophone players and lovers of strings, linguists, historians, and mathematicians. You're rebels, rule followers, raconteurs, future engineers, and artistic provocateurs. You've aimed your camera or painted self-portraits, edited yearbooks, and golfed elite courses. You've done robotics, been great at baseball, played tennis and hoops, and scored clinch soccer goals. You've labored alone, won championships together. You've learned to love fiercely, and you've fought on occasion. You've been loyal to friends, earned bassy ovations. At your core, you were not made to be common, you were made to be comets and constellations. At this crossroads now, each beaten path you tread, each step towards the destination, afoot and light-hearted you take to the open road, healthy, free, the world before you, the long brown path before you, leading wherever you choose. And so you head off to Syracuse, to Lafayette, Muhlenberg and BU, Illinois, Wisconsin, USC, LSU. You'll go down to Davis, Full Sail, CMU, to Rutgers and Rowan and Alabama, Emory U and Villanova, UMass, Miami, Barnard, Bucknell, Westchester, Wesleyan, and Hampton as well. Stevens and St. Joe's and Penn State too, Princeton and Florida, Duke, SMU. To UCSD, you'll venture, and Elon, FDU, Marist, Embry-Riddle, Northeastern, UCLA, Bruins, and JMU, Georgetown, Fordham, and NYU, Harvard and Hopkins, Wofford, and Pitt. Your goal is not far. You can almost see it. Perhaps you've been on this path since you were born and didn't know it. Failing to fetch your future, at first, keep encouraged. Missing it in one place, search in another. It will stop somewhere waiting for you. For now, suffice it to say that you are here on this glorious day being honored by your family, by Ranney as graduates. That life exists and your identity. That the powerful play goes on, for better or worse, and to that play you will contribute a verse, that you have made your mark, composed your score, that you are the class of 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in celebrating the Ranney School class of 2024. We love you, we will miss you, visit often.
I would like to welcome to the podium Mr. Mark DiGiovanni to present the first award of this afternoon, the Headmaster's Cup.
Good afternoon. The trope in many a superhero film is that there's the main character, the hero, out there in the public eye fighting the good fight, while the hero is supported by their guy in the chair. An obvious example is Alfred to Bruce Wayne's Batman. The guy in the chair isn't looking for accolades or recognition. He's there to make sure the heroes have everything they need to succeed. Without the guy in the chair taking care of all the details back at home, things just don't go as smoothly on their way to that inevitable happy ending. Impossibly, the recipient of this year's Headmaster's Cup manages to be both Batman and Alfred. He is comfortable working behind the scenes to get things done by providing reminders, schedule sending emails, coordinating with vendors, and working with administration and staff all over the school to make sure every event is a success. At the same time, he is a consummate leader, out in front as he leads the school in the fight song during pep rallies, playing a leading role in the musical, or running town hall like a Swiss watch. And if you think he'd need to have some fancy footwork to manage all those commitments, you might be surprised to hear he only learned to tap dance for this semester for one show-stopping scene in Mean Girls. In the coming years, many students will be called to pick up the bat phone, but I can't imagine being so confident that the person on the other end of the line will protect our peace as I was this year. It should be no surprise that the recipient of this year's Headmaster's Cup is Joseph Shortino.
Please welcome Dr. Roxanne Spencer to the stage for the presentation of the Female Faculty Prize.
Good afternoon. The Faculty Prize is bestowed upon a student who demonstrates a deep respect for intellectual values and a love of learning. I can't enumerate all of the accomplishments of this year's recipient in 250 words, so I will present some highlights. She has tackled diverse subjects ranging from mathematics to history, and her report cards are filled with accolades such as highest quality, phenomenal, and consistently strong. Her transcript boasts 9 honors classes, 12 AP classes, and 2 classes beyond AP, limited, it seems, only by the number of hours in a day. She exhausted the math curriculum when she completed multivariable calculus in 9th grade and AP stats in 10th grade. She has a deep curiosity about the world and actively pursues her interest independently when necessary to explore and learn. In the words of Ms. Curry, she is a dedicated student who is always looking to learn more about so many things. She conducted 3 research projects that placed first or second in the Jersey Shore Science Fair and in the top 4 at the Delaware Valley Regional Science Fair 3 years in a row. She earned the silver medal at the 2021 Delaware Valley Regional Fair and a bid to the Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair. It has been my privilege to witness her blossom from a reserved 9th grader to a confident and ambitious young woman. It is with great pleasure that I present this year's Faculty Prize to Rhea Seekand.
Dr. Dorota Sobieski will now present the Male Faculty Prize.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's really great to be here and celebrate the class of 2024. The Faculty Prize aims to acknowledge and celebrate a student who during his or her tenure in Ranney Upper School exhibited a genuine and contagious enthusiasm for learning. One whose passion for learning has been supported by values of honesty, responsibility, determination, diligence, and bolstered by their intellectual curiosity. This year's recipient personifies the key values of being a lifelong learner, a true enthusiast of exploration and inquisitiveness. He truly far exceeds the expectations of exhibiting a contagious enthusiasm for seeking knowledge. It has brought me a lot of joy to watch this young man grow and fine-tune his scholastic interests, knowing firsthand how challenging it is to gain confidence in written and spoken English as a second language. I marveled at the ease with which he commands the language and has been able to masterfully compete in quiz ball or academic challenge competitions. Finding him at the whiteboard in the morning, drawing timelines of historical events, connecting them to innovations the human race made in science or mathematics, and passionately engaging his peers in philosophical discussions was most of the day's daily occurrence in our advisory. He sought our academic challenges inside and outside of school, attending numerous summer programs and completing additional online courses in order to enhance his general knowledge and satisfy his natural academic curiosity and drive. listening, performing, creating, sharing ideas, and most of all, learning about music is probably this student's strongest passion. His talent has been supported by a tremendous work ethic. I could always find him either behind the piano, trying new chord progressions, playing excerpts of music of old masters, or fine-tuning his newest melodic lines he is currently composing. His soul is filled with optimism, good humor, and impeccable manners. He has earned himself a tremendous reputation throughout the entire school as one of the most humble, polite, and selfless members of our community. He is a courageous young man who, against the common traditional expectations rooted in his culture, found a way to reconcile his passion for music with academic success in the most rigorous core subjects. A member of cum laude, numerous honor societies, clubs, activities, a leader among his peers, a scholar at heart, and a humble student, friend, and peer. It is my honor to present the 2024 Faculty Prize to Ranney School's academic weapon, Zhang Jia.
Please welcome Dr. Nicole Martone and Ms. Leslie Patient for the presentation of the Ann Capel Citizenship and Service Awards.
The Ann Capel Citizenship and Service Award is given to a member of the senior class who has best demonstrated generosity of spirit and thoughtfulness to all. One of the perks of being an educator is the fact that you can totally stalk a student's conduct file online. So when I did that, what impressed me most about this student was not the many commendations written by their teachers. It was the fact that each commendation began with the same two words, thank you. We have thanked this person for being a peer mentor, a job that began even before school did in August and required a rustic sleepover with incoming freshmen in the hopes of molding them into ready for Ranney citizens. Thank you for being a dedicated member of Beneath the Surface, for countless hours spent on the run crew for the shows, for giving a hesitant friend the push they needed to see a teacher for extra help. This student is also the most insightful person I've had the pleasure of working with in my decade-plus tenure on the Judicial Review Board. His ability to connect with students who have made mistakes, assure them that things will be okay, and leave them with meaningful lessons will take him far as he studies psychology in college. His sage advice is often delivered with a personal touch and a dash of understated humor, not unlike Captain Sharp in the movie Moonrise Kingdom, a favorite film of this student's, who summed up the challenges of young adulthood by saying, "Even smart kids stick their fingers in electrical sockets sometimes. It takes time to figure things out." Thank you for helping so many people at Ranney figure things out through your guidance and the example you have set. I am thrilled and thankful to present this award to Wyatt Rumler.
Back in 2013, Susan Cain hit the New York Times bestseller list with her book, Quiet, The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking, dispelling the myth that strong leadership is only found among the most gregarious and spotlight-seeking individuals. This year's additional recipient of the Capel Leadership Award exemplifies the power of quiet leadership, of the servant leader who leads from behind. In looking at comments through the students' 4 years at Ranney, words like diligent, resilient, reliable punctuate how teachers view this student. These comments reveal a classmate who lifts up other students, but this student's silent leadership has also found its way to both the baseball dugout and the track bleachers, where once again, this student's absence of ego found strength and leadership in collective achievements of his team. The respect this student's peers had for him was never so strong as when they nominated him for the position of Judicial Review Board representative, where he served his whole year with an incredible amount of humility, insight, and compassion. This student always used his leadership positions not as a place to seek praise or spotlight, but as a position to empower others to succeed, as a means to illuminate the path for his peers. He is an old soul who has never been about making the noise, but always focused on making a difference. The upper school is pleased to award the Ann Capel Leadership Award also this year to Alberto Beltro.
And now, Ms. Laura Pongrak will present the Gershom Tomlinson Humanitarian Award.
Good afternoon. The Gershom Tomlinson Humanitarian Award is awarded to a graduating senior who has contributed with distinction to the betterment of the greater community through their significant, sincere, and genuine acts of humanity and kindness to others. As Booker T. Washington once said, "Those who are happiest are those who do most for others." This year's recipient has dedicated themselves wholeheartedly to the service of others, becoming a beacon of hope and inspiration to our community. Their involvement started freshman year through their leadership in Our Hope as one of the only freshmen in attendance of meetings and events. Outside of Ranney, this student has demonstrated unwavering dedication and selflessness through their work with the animal rescue organization, Rescue Ridge. They shared their passion for helping to save the lives of precious animals in need. This student also has a radiant presence in our school community, embodies the essence of positivity and kindness, and uplifts everyone around them. Besides their cheerful demeanor, their willingness to lend a helping hand knows no bounds. Whether it's guiding a struggling classmate through a complex trigonometric equation, or teaching their pre-calc teacher the 411 basics of putting at the golf Maymaster, this student approaches every interaction with empathy, understanding, and patience. As we honor this exceptional individual today, let us not only applaud their remarkable achievements, but also recommit ourselves to embodying the same spirit of service and compassion in our own lives. As the late pro golfer Ben Hogan said, "As you walk down the fairway of life, you must smell the roses, for you only get to play one round." It is my sincere honor to present this year's Gershom Tomlinson Humanitarian Award to John Welch.
And now Dr. Sam Brannon will join us to present the Robert Paulus Leadership and Perseverance Award.
The Robert Paulus Leadership and Perseverance Award is given to a senior who has met life's experiences with a positive spirit and good humor and has served as an inspiration to the Ranney community. What does it mean to inspire? Fellow logophiles will note the Latin spim spiro for breath. To inspire means to breathe into. The recipient of this year's Paulus Award leads not through elected office or by seeking attention. Rather, the student leads by breathing life into our community through kindness, patience, and compassion. Even more remarkably, this student embraces life's challenges as an opportunity to shape a set of core values that serve as models for us all. Here's some of them. The student always gives their personal best. Even when their best isn't perfect, they take care to learn from their efforts and, more importantly, their mistakes. The student makes the most of his education. He's an avid reader and a gifted writer. This student was one of the first I got to know when I started here. I still remember chatting in the library, comparing notes on sci-fi and fantasy books. This student fights for fairness. He counsels peers, teachers, and even school administrators to consider what is right in different situations. Sometimes these are small, lending a pencil or cleaning up someone else's mess. Sometimes they're big, leading a TSI discussion or advocating for changes to dress code. Finally, the student builds communities around his passions. He leads classroom discussions in English, helps with theater tech, and is a loyal and devoted friend. The Computer Science Club has a long-running joke that this student deserves a perfect attendance award for coming to meetings even when no one else did. Well, here it is. It's my pleasure to present this year's Paulus Leadership and Perseverance Award to Scott Olinson.
Ms. Maura Sorial and Ms. Lauren Corwin will now present the Margaret Mann Awards.
Good afternoon. The Margaret Mann Award is presented to a student who joined Ranney in their early years and best exemplifies the qualities of good citizenship, including helpfulness, courteousness, and thoughtfulness, while maintaining an excellent scholastic average. Words can't describe this student's natural warmth, kindness, and sincerity. With an uncommonly selfless attitude, this student is able to see and value every person and treasure every encounter as if it is the only thing that matters. This student's sense of self-awareness and humility invite an ongoing dialogue with others that not only serves their personal drive for self-reflection and improvement, but leaves those of us on the other side of the conversation feeling sprinkled with grace, gratitude, and a contagious sense of cheerfulness. Ms. Swayatoka shares that a world with more people like this student would be a kinder and gentler place. As a leader of the Thespian Society, they have generously shared their sparkle and humor as MC at coffee houses, dazzled us on stage through heartfelt performances, and sang the national anthem on our fields. A gifted communicator, this student has also showcased talents in RSVP, National English Honor Society, and debate and speech competitions. Embracing a personal challenge, this student was selected to represent New Jersey as a delegate at the 2023 JDRF Children's Congress in support of type 1 diabetes. Their unwavering dedication and resilience is shown through leadership of Team Whatever to raise awareness and funds for juvenile diabetes through an annual walk and Ranney's Toss for Type 1 cornhole tournament. Moved by compassion and purpose, along with that infectious smile, this powerhouse led and coordinated the Bridge for Books drive to provide underprivileged families in New Jersey with the gift of reading. As her fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Eileen Keenan, said, "Her future is as bright as her spirit." Please join me in honoring an extraordinary citizen and once-in-a-lifetime heart of gold, Lindsay Berliner.
I am honored to present this award to a particularly noteworthy student. While she has been new to me this year, I know her legacy at Ranney is deep and has extended in many arenas in school life over the years. Her teachers have said, quote, "She exemplifies what is true and good and noble in this world. Her heart is pure, and she is so modest about her contributions." The student is a natural leader, particularly a peer mentor. This past fall, we organized the peer mentors to talk informally to the 9th grade about class selection and offer a Ranney survival guide as they navigate their start to high school. This student spoke up about finding your purpose. In a world where taking all of the AP classes and building up a college resume is king, the humility of the advice to find your purpose was right there. This student worked 13 years in the walls of Ranney to discover not only her purpose, but also plant the seeds to inspire others to do the same. I have known her as a voraciously curious student. To be honest, as a teacher, this is one of my favorite qualities. This is mainly because it means that students are open to figuring things out. Not only that, but more importantly, they bring a specific energy that sets a tone in the classroom that promotes totally geeking out over something. That is where I find the sweet spot, where this recipient has lived in my class this year. I do not doubt that her senior graduation will not mark the end of this journey. The truth is, she grew up here, and now Ranney will share that light with others. I have enjoyed the unbeatable laughter in the classes this year, the colorful slides she always made for presentations, the knowing glance we would exchange if the class got off topic. But it's not just her academic prowess that distinguishes her. It is her unwavering kindness and generosity towards others. I know I speak on behalf of all of the faculty that the student has found a beautiful purpose here. And though you don't know who you are yet, thank you for letting us be a part of your journey as well. With outstanding citizenship and scholarly achievements, the recipient of the Margaret Mann Award this year is Sophia Lennon.
Please welcome Ms. Tara Hodson to present the Dr. Lawrence Sykoff Award.
Good afternoon. A common quote one often hears among runners is, "To give anything less than your best is to sacrifice the gift," said by Steve Prefontaine. The student who is the recipient of this year's Lawrence S. Sykoff Award, which recognizes a Renaissance person, or someone who has made an impact on Ranney through their participation in a variety of areas, certainly gives her best in each area she is involved, whether that's in an academic, athletic, or musical endeavor. This student is a leader on campus, bringing positivity and a bright smile with her wherever she goes. Academically, she's challenged herself by taking a multitude of honors and AP courses. Musically, as a clarinet player, she has gone above and beyond in her assignments and performances, even when she then needed to rush over to track practice right after jazz band. Luckily, she's pretty fast. Athletically, this student has been a shining star in our track program, setting 9 school records, then still showing up to help out when recovering from an injury. In addition to all of this student is a leader and advocate for diversity and inclusion efforts across campus. Regarding this student, DEIB coordinator and track coach Ron Crocker has said, "Over the years, I've witnessed her in many different areas, from athletics to leading her peers. Every time she's confronted with a task, an obstacle, or an opportunity, she manages to make the right decision and always comes out on top. It has been my true pleasure to both teach and coach this student and get to know her as an individual. I want to wish her a very happy birthday and wish her the best of luck next year as she heads to Hampton University, where she'll also continue her track career. It's my pleasure to present this year's Lawrence S. Sykoff Award to none other than Priscilla Michelle."
Presenting our final award this afternoon, the Ranney School Leadership Award, will be Dr. Tom Brinkerhoff.
Prominent leadership author John Maxwell emphasizes that leadership isn't about titles or positions, but rather the influence one has on others. This year's Ranney School Leadership Award recipient has positively impacted others and the Ranney community since freshman year. While there are many anecdotes to share about this student over 4 years, perhaps none come to mind more readily than final exam review week of this student's freshman year. As the only in-person student in world history class one day, with the rest of the class learning online, this student took notes and charted content on whiteboards throughout the 70-minute lesson so that she could send pictures to her classmates so they too could have useful study materials. When I thanked the student for the tables, charts, timelines, and diagrams scattered throughout the whiteboards, the student remarked to me that it's harder to learn online, and she wanted her classmates to be as equally prepared for the exam. Yet this student's most profound leadership impact came in the form of a formal leadership role as both junior and senior editor of the Ranney yearbook. Throughout the year-long process of designing a yearbook, this student served as a coach, mentor, and teacher to yearbook staff, always eager to help students improve their designs and photos. A member of the yearbook recently remarked to me that despite the many hours of work to produce the publication, the editor's level of preparation and dedication allowed the yearbook, quote, to feel like it's on autopilot, end quote. In both formal and informal ways, I am confident this student will continue to lead at Villanova over the next 4 years. It is my honor to present this year's Ranney School Leadership Award to Gabby Morale.
Congratulations to all of this year's award winners. Please welcome to the podium Ms. Marie Curry, Dean of Academics, to introduce our valedictorian.
There are only 24 hours in a day for most of us. However, the valedictorian of the class of 24, Rhea Sekend, seems to have discovered a way to increase the hours in a day, at least for herself. How else to explain her seemingly endless activities and achievements? All valedictorians graduate with impressive academic transcripts, and Rhea is no exception. Dr. Spencer gave us a glimpse of this earlier in her remarks about the faculty prize. Outside the classroom, like most valedictorians, and indeed like so many of her classmates, Rhea spent countless hours at lunch, after school, and on weekends, contributing to the activities that make Ranney such a vibrant community. Competing in the Science Olympiad, serving as a peer tutor in math, participating in Girls in STEM, and facilitating the I-Code program for lower school students were just a few ways that Rhea shared her enthusiasm for STEM with fellow Ranney students. But Rhea's interests extend far beyond science and math. Her appreciation of the Spanish language informed her work as a member of the editorial board of Taxi, Ranney's world language magazine. Her zeal for public policy led her to found Ranney's chapter of Junior State and play active roles every year in Harvard Model Congress. And closest to my heart, Rhea channeled her love of history into a formidable force on Ranney's History Bowl team, leading the team as one of our triumvirate co-captains. All these academic and extracurricular accomplishments at Ranney should have filled every hour of every day since Rhea started as a beginner in 2009. But as I said, Rhea has secretly discovered how to extend the day beyond 24 hours in order to engage in the myriad of things she's done outside of Ranney. What truly sets Rhea apart from the many valedictorians I've encountered over the years is the array of external projects, both independent and collaborative, that she's pursued in both STEM fields and the humanities. To mention just a few, she was a research assistant to a University of Illinois medical school professor and contributed to a published paper on therapies for lung cancer. She served as a representative on the New Jersey Legislative Youth Council, which advises our state legislature on matters affecting young people, and also in turn for Vin Gopal, member of the New Jersey Senate, himself a Ranney graduate of the class of 2003. She worked at the New York Historical Society and the Gilder Lehrman Institute of American History, researching and creating curriculum materials for teachers. And of course, she published a paper in the prestigious journal Concord Review on Judith Sargent Murray, an early American advocate for the equality of men and women. I think Murray would be proud of how Rhea herself has embodied the truth of her signature cause. Now, before she heads to Harvard University in the fall, Rhea will share some perspectives gained during her time at Ranney as a member of this class of 2024. I'm honored to present this year's valedictorian, Rhea Sekand.
Good afternoon, faculty, administration, family, friends, and fellow members of the class of 2024. I am truly honored for the opportunity to address this wonderful class, which I have been a part of for the last 15 years. I speak on behalf of all of us when I say that we could not have made it here without the support of our family, friends, and teachers. In particular, I would like to thank my family. My mother, who has ceaselessly supported me in every endeavor, my father, who has instilled in me a passion for learning, and my two older brothers, Varun and Rohan, who are my biggest inspirations and role models, and my grandmother, who has gifted me with her love for math and dogs. We have been a proud Ranney family since 2003. I even received a Ranney bib when I was born. To be able to speak with you today is a remarkable conclusion to the Sekand era at the Ranney School, a place that I will surely miss and has been my second home for my whole life. Really, there is no me without Ranney. And there is no Ranney without the teachers who have made each and every day so memorable. Thank you, Mrs. Pongrak, for being the most compassionate advisor, Ms. Greth for being there for me every step of the way for the last 2 years, Ms. Curry for supporting all my academic endeavors, and Mr. DG for being an incredible teacher and class advisor. To all teachers, you have shaped our high school experience with your guidance, wisdom, and constant encouragement, ensuring that every one of us felt known and valued indeed. During our sophomore year in Mr. DG's A-Push class and in Mrs. Fernandez's English class, we learned about the Transcendentalist period in American history. One of the most renowned authors from this era, Henry David Thoreau, had a particularly poignant piece of advice. You must live in the present, launch yourself on every wave, find your eternity in each moment. Fools stand on their island of opportunities and look toward another land. There is no other land, there is no other life but this. Too often, we find ourselves wrapped up in daydreaming about the future, but instead, we need to take the time to embrace what we are doing in this moment. Counting down the hours and minutes until the bell rang at 3:30 during sophomore year quickly turned into counting down the last 100 days before graduation. Although some of the days may have felt long, looking back now, our high school experience was over in a flash. Time moves far too quickly for us to be wrapped up in future plans without living in the present. I urge you all to stay grounded in the present moment, find the little things that make you happy, and savor those emotions, feelings, and memories with the people you love. All we have is now. Don't take it for granted. Embrace each moment for all that it has to offer without hoping or waiting for something else. Make the best out of each situation, even if something is more difficult than what you had expected. Challenging times can ultimately prove to be more valuable than the enjoyable ones. Our class started high school during an unprecedented global pandemic, but those difficult times that we as a community endured only served to strengthen our resolve and provided lessons which we might not have encountered otherwise. During this time, we started to realize how great some really simple things were because we couldn't have those experiences, like being able to actually sit in a classroom or in town hall, waking up early for school every morning, or enjoying a comforting bowl of pasta with friends at Ranney lunch. We probably didn't appreciate these common rituals before, but I guarantee that at some point or another, you will come to miss Ranney in ways that you least expect, and I hope that this nostalgia won't be accompanied with regret. So as you move forward, live every moment to its fullest extent without looking back or looking forward. Just focus on the now. As I first learned in Dr. Delgado's 9th grade world history class, the philosopher Immanuel Kant asserted that the guiding maxim of the 18th century Enlightenment era was sapere aude, or dare to know. Kant's call to question, to challenge, and to seek a deeper understanding of the world has been a guiding principle throughout our education at Ranney. We began embracing the spirit of inquiry as lower schoolers with our 5th grade capstone projects on topics like service dogs, space exploration, television, and submarines. These early explorations ignited our curiosity and instilled a love for learning. Throughout high school, our quest for knowledge flourished as we continued to ask the question why, sparking enlightening discussions, whether it was about the nature of paradoxes in a very notorious 9th grade English class, or during our rounds of 100 questions with Dr. Schneider in AP Lit this year. As we step into college, carry with you the spirit of sapere aude. Be brave enough to tackle difficult subjects. Sign up for the course on a new topic you've never heard of before. Attend that random guest lecture, and stay up late having a deep conversation with your college roommates. These moments, whether spontaneous or structured, will be where we learn the most and grow the furthest. By daring to explore and to question, we will become 21st century Enlightenment philosophers, committed to intellectual curiosity and lifelong learning. But daring to know is not new to us. We have not shied away from the unknown. Students have launched successful fundraising campaigns for diabetes research, represented the U.S. in international math competitions and science fairs, dominated on the golf course, ice rink, and soccer field, excelled in National History Bowl competitions, and delivered winning speeches at Model Congress conferences. Each of these endeavors required stepping into the unknown, uncertain of the outcome, yet it is the journey, marked by effort and courage, that truly matters. Growing up alongside all of you, I have witnessed your evolving interests, which have shaped a vibrant, diverse, and passionate community. This transformation was fueled by the confidence and courage to experiment, a practice that I hope you will all continue in college and beyond. Join that club that you never thought you would be a part of. Apply for that opportunity which almost seems unthinkable. And most important, embrace all that comes your way, whether you anticipated it or not. It is in the unexpected that we often find our true selves. By daring to know and taking risks, we have set ourselves on a path of growth and discovery. Continue on this journey and be ready to explore the possibilities that lie ahead, because truly, the limit does not exist, as we've often discovered many times during Mr. Daly's AP Calc class. The ancient Greek philosopher Socrates notably agrees in Plato's Apology, "I know that I know nothing." This Socratic paradox was first introduced to us in Dr. Holden's AP Lang class last year and serves as a reminder to stay humble and adopt a beginner's mindset when approaching new concepts and even when consulting ideas that you think you already mastered. The education we have obtained here at Ranney was incredibly robust, but it's not even one iota of the wealth of knowledge that lies out there in the world. We have so much more to learn, but just as important, don't forget things that we learned from our past. One of the things we first learned here at Ranney in beginners was kindness. However, at times, this very valuable ideal has been overlooked. Regardless of what your future path may entail, or however many detours it takes, one thing should stay constant, and that is your commitment to kindness and the principles that your families instilled in you and that our teachers at Ranney helped to strengthen. Don't waste your time trying to bring others down. Instead, embrace your chance to share in others' happiness. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. Remain steadfast in your convictions, but be open to other perspectives. When you're faced with adversity and you feel isolated or unsure, look for the quiet beacon of light that surrounds you. Look for the uplifter and learn to be one too. Look for the goodness in others as you cultivate your own moral compass grounded in empathy, kindness, and gratitude. Channel your inner warrior, your panther, to bolster your resolve and resilience, and use your strength to better your global and personal spheres. There is a reason why at every pep rally we sing, "The honor of best is bestowed" on 235 Hope Road. For so many years, our daily routine has involved turning onto an avenue which represents endless possibilities and the ability to follow our dreams. Ranney has empowered us to accomplish anything that we set our minds to reach for the moon and to adapt so that we land among the stars. In the future, keep the hope that Ranney has gifted us near to your hearts. Don't be afraid to dream big, because if there's anyone that can do anything they set their minds to, it is this group of 75 students. Class of 2024, as we walk across the stage in a few moments to receive our diplomas and leave Ranney as graduates prepared to make an impact on this rapidly changing world, remember 3 things. Now, know, kindness. Focus on the now, dare to know, and stay kind. Congratulations, we made it!
Dr. Griffith, will you please join me at the podium? It is my pleasure to inform you that each of the 75 students in this year's graduating class have successfully completed their course of study in Ranney's upper school and have fulfilled the comprehensive and rigorous graduation requirements established by our Board of Trustees. With the unanimous and confident recommendation of the upper school faculty and administration, I would like to recommend that each of the students in front of you be conferred a diploma from the Ranney School.
On behalf of the administration and Board of Trustees, we accept your recommendation.
Would Ms. Patient and Ms. Curry please step forward to assist in the presenting of the diplomas? Members of the class of 2024, it is our honor and privilege to begin the process of conferring your diplomas. When your name is called, please come up to the stage, receive your diploma from Dr. Griffith, and accept the congratulations of our board chairman, Mr. Joe Giuliano. Let me note that it is a tradition at Ranney School that whenever the child of a current or former member of the Board of Trustees, the faculty or administration, RSPA past president, or Ranney alumni, we offer that parent the opportunity to assist with the conferring of the diploma. This year, joining us on stage for that tradition will be Finance faculty member Sarah Bradley, former middle school dean of students Bill Lamb, past RSPA president Liz Tolchin, past trustees Kamal Verdi and Scott Waska, and Ranney alumni John Kiley, Heather Mazza, Ellen Prezzuti, and Dorothy Vestola. Seniors, don't forget to look at the camera and smile. Let us begin. Ethan R. Abdul Malik. Justin Richard Atnes. Melanie Annalise Audello Riano. Alberto Docindo Beltra. Lindsay Jordan Berliner. Mason Reed Bindler. Would Mrs. Bradley please join us on stage? Colin Ashmore Bradley. Andrew Buck. Joseph David Seller. Braden Efrain Chavez. John Thomas Cook. Madison Grace Costanzo. Ryan Michael Costello. Michaela Darcy. Lucas Milan Davis. Joshua Brett Engel. Claire Caroline Farron. Victoria Fitlin. Haley Foster. Gabriel Stephen Malik Garnett. Alexander Gu. Jared Max Gazerski. Maxime Goldenberg. James Patrick Hare, Jr. Xiao De Huang. David McLean Junkin. Sienna Gabrielle Karp. Mr. Kiley, will you please join us? Caitlin Maria Kiley. Mr. Lamb, please come up to the stage. Jackson Sterling Lamb. Marco C.U. Lau. Brooke Alexandra Lembo. Sophia Rose Lennon. Brandon Maxwell LeRae. Li Rei Liu. Joseph Blaze Lukoski. Matteo Scotto Martino. Mrs. Maza, would you please join us? Logan Kyle Maza. Priscilla Sky Michelle. Olivia June Minjion. Gabrielle Ava Morali. Kevin L. Mortensen. Haley Natanson. Adenike K. Odulami. Scott Anthony Olinson. Alec Dupal Patel. Arshay Patel. Karan Dave Patnaik. Heaven Lee Pierce. Veronica Polufchek. Mrs. Prezzuti, please join us. Alexandra Catherine Scott Prezzuti. Salvatore Peter Principato. Jiangshuan Chen. Caitlin Caroline Ranney. Indiana Elliott Rea. Mia Rivera Ricketts. Wyatt Matthew Rumler. Sienna Redden Shad. Jake Nathan Schaefer. Leo Francis Schaefer. Joseph Shortino. Parsvi V. Shah. Ria Sikand. Ava Elizabeth Swart. Grayson Stratton Testino. Mrs. Tolchin, would you please join us? Seth Ian Tolchin. Mrs. Vastola, please join us. Dakota Vastola. Mr. Verdi, please join us. Rosepreet Kaur Verdi. Maeve Cagney Weiss. Noah James Weiss. John Irwin Welch. Dr. Waska, please come to the stage. Jason Waska. Thea Yang. Zhang Shuhan, Zhang Zhao. Wait for her to finish. Yeah, wait for her to finish. Class of 2024, please rise. Now let's make sure that our tassels are on the right side for this maneuver. And now you may move your tassels from right to left and face the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you for the very first time the graduates of Ranney School's class of 2024. Graduates, take this moment to thank your family and your teachers, advisors, coaches, and mentors who helped you achieve this moment with a round of applause. Everyone, please be seated.
Thank you, Ted. One of our Ranney traditions is to hear some congratulatory words from the chair of the Board of Trustees. It's a pleasure to welcome Joe Giuliano, who's served on the board since 2015, who's just finishing his first year as chair. The school's gone through a lot of growth and dynamic transformation in those years, and I'm deeply grateful for Joe's support and personally for his friendship and advice over the years. A recent alumni parent, Joe conferred diplomas last year on Maria and Michael, graduates of the class of 2023. Joe and his wife, Peggy, have been lifer parents at Ranney and wonderful ambassadors and cheerleaders for the school. Please join me in welcoming Joe.
Thank you, Dr. Griffith. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my honor to stand before you today and extend my warmest congratulations to the Ranney School Class of 2024. Graduation represents a tremendous milestone in your lives, one that you've worked hard to achieve, and one that fills us with a bit of pride and a tremendous amount of excitement for what's to come in your lives. Throughout your Ranney School journey, you've faced and overcome challenges in the classroom, celebrated victories on the athletic fields and in academic bowls, and demonstrated poise and confidence on the stage. But just as important are the lasting friendships you formed with people who share your dedication, resilience, and unwavering commitment to growth. I encourage you to maintain these friendships. They will serve you well long into the future. You set a high bar for Ranney School and challenged us all to meet it. Your curiosity, creativity, and passion have left an indelible mark on your community. As you step into the next chapter of your lives, remember that you carry with you not only the knowledge gained in the classroom, but the wisdom acquired through shared laughter, late-night study sessions, and countless moments of discovery. Your experiences rightfully position you as ambassadors for Ranney School, and we are proud to have you as our representatives. To the parents, families, and friends of our graduates, thank you for your unwavering support. You've been there through early mornings, late nights, and everything in between. Your encouragement, sacrifices, and love have fueled their dreams. You spend countless hours in the drop-off lines, delivering and picking them up at school. You celebrated their victories and occasionally consoled and encouraged them during moments of doubt. Your role in their success cannot be overstated. And to our dedicated faculty and administration, thank you for your extraordinary efforts. You've nurtured minds, sparked curiosity, and instilled values that extend far beyond the classroom. Your commitment to education has shaped the future leaders before us today. Graduates, the Board of Trustees is proud and honored to have played a small part in your academic journey so far. But in a sense, this is just the end of the first chapter of that journey. Cherish the memories you've made here, but also look ahead with excitement. Be courageous and feel confident that Ranney School has prepared you well for what lies ahead. In closing, let me say again to the Ranney School Class of 2024, congratulations. Enjoy your celebrations and your summer break and the exciting times to come as you embark on your college careers. Thank you.
To give our final farewell, please welcome back to the stage the Class of 2024 Grade Level Coordinator, Mr. Mark DiGiovanni.
Four years ago, I welcomed most of you as wide-eyed ninth graders. Now I stand here proud to witness the remarkable individuals you've become, ready to take on the world. Graduation is a culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and growth. From this mountaintop, you can look back and see how far you've come, but more importantly, you can look forward to the many peaks still awaiting your ascent. But at this summit, take a moment to appreciate the journey. Remember the challenges you overcame, the friendships you forged, and the knowledge you attained. Of course, the view from this vantage point is just the beginning. Beyond this peak, countless others offer new opportunities, challenges, and adventures. Embrace them with the same courage and tenacity that brought you here today. The world you're about to enter is vast and ever-changing. It needs your passion, your creativity, and your commitment to making it a better place. Remember that your journey is yours to shape. Don't be afraid to take risks, to fail, and to rise again stronger. As you embark on this next chapter, carry with you the lessons that you have learned, the values you hold dear, and the support of those who believe in you. Your family, friends, and teachers who have all played a part in your success will continue to cheer you on as you climb to dizzying heights. Class of 2024, as you prepare to toss your caps and step into the next phase of your lives, enjoy this celebration of your accomplishments and welcome the endless possibilities ahead. I have no doubt they will continue to achieve greatness and inspire those around you. Congratulations on reaching this incredible milestone. May your future be as bright and boundless as the horizons you have yet to explore. Good luck and goodbye.
Thank you, everyone, for attending this year's graduation ceremony. This concludes this afternoon's ceremony. So graduates, As you recess from the arena, please head directly to the courtyard for the tossing of your caps. Families, we ask that you please remain in your seats until the recessional has passed, then head up to the main concourse area for refreshments and to watch as we take the photo.